This is a real good story about Bronx and his dad, Ryan, real United Airlines customers.
We were returning home, and one of the flight attendants asked Bronx if he wanted to see the flight deck and meet Captain Andrew.
I got to sit in the driver's seat.
I grew up in an aviation family, and seeing Bronx kind of reminded me of myself when I was that age.
That's Andrew, a real United pilot.
These small interactions can shape a kid's future.
It felt like I was the captain.
Allowing my son to see the flight deck will stick with us forever.
That's how good leads the way.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Sunday morning. Well, what the heck is going on in the Far East? President Trump has declared victory. Well, President Xi has declared victory. Who is going to give us what the heck is going on? With today's Gordon Chang and his Twitter, @Gordon G. Chang. Well, Gordon, give us the lowdown. I mean, it looks like he had a phenomenal trip to the Far East between Korea, China, Cambodia. You tell us.
Yeah. Well, President Trump's stopovers in Malaysia and Japan were triumphs for the United States from many different perspectives. The deal in South Korea with Xi Jinping, it's really too early to score it because, as you point out, both sides are declaring victory. And I actually think that long term, we're going to see that this was very good for the United States. But that's not evident at this moment. And the reason I say that is because there's essentially a one-year truce between China and the U.S., and the U.S. is going to use that time much more effectively. We saw President Trump with his agreements with Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, is reducing America's vulnerability to China on rare earths. At the same time, Trump is taking other moves which are bolstering our supply chains and making them resilient. Xi Jinping, on the other hand, is going to use this year to make himself more dependent on the U.S. And that's because we saw him double down on industrial policy with factory production. This was at the fourth plenum that ended 2 Thursdays ago. And essentially, by making this China's economy more focused on factories, it means it's going to be more dependent on selling to foreign markets, and the United States is the biggest foreign market. We hold 34% of global consumer spending is in the United States. So I think we're going to see that as the year progresses, this will be a very good deal for the U.S. But right now, it's, I think, scored pretty evenly.
Well, listen, as long as we have peace, and I think that's very important, too. The fact is that they have self-respect for each other. And President Trump is also carrying the peace flag, that we don't want war. We just want a little bit of negotiation, which everybody makes everybody happy, I guess.
Yes, well, President Trump has been very successful in obtaining peace agreements. And one of the most important ones he did on Monday with the enhanced ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia. They had a 5-day war in July. President Trump got on the phone, threatened tariffs on both parties if they didn't withdraw, and they did. So they had that ceasefire then. And now we have the enhanced ceasefire deal, and that's up to President Trump. And the thing that's important, John, is that both Thailand and Cambodia are in China's backyard, and China was not a factor in stopping the war. And people should understand that it was the United States that did that. The United States brokered peace in China's backyard. That shows you the power of President Trump and the power of the United States.
Well, Gordon G. Chang, thank you so much for bringing all Americans up to date, and let's catch up again real soon.
Thank you so much, John.